Woo, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lex got them hands, boy. She got them hands. I can't wait to get into this. Because you already know, I love watching. If you're new here, you don't know. Like, I box, I watch boxing. That is what I do. I watch it all the time. So I love watching a good fight. I love dissecting fights. Especially when the two fighters can fight, which is Lex and Ivory. These two, they give it up. Every time they don't disappoint me. They always give me a good fight, something that I can look forward to. But this one right here, Lex, she got them things. She threw multiple different punches. She threw an overhand left. She threw a left hook. She threw a jab. We're gonna get into it. But thank y'all as always for showing love to the videos. Make sure to thumbs up the video. Let's try and hit 500. I don't think we hit it this last time. Let's try and do it this time. The engagement, you already know the engagement works for the channel so well. It helps push the videos out. We on the road to 10K. The subs are coming through. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'm going to be here the rest of the season. Happy New Year to y'all. It's 2025. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. Hopefully we can get to 15K by the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video, get in the comments. If you don't already know, they're going to be down there, the ones that do know. And I'll be down there talking to y'all too, but let's go ahead and get on into this because this one was interesting. And also, we play next week, and seeing that sneak peek for next week, I'm not too mad about the fact that we play at 8 o'clock. I was going to be mad if it was a good episode, but that episode will come out a little bit late again because we play, it's the playoffs. But yeah, see that later on, but let's get into this week's episode. Let's go. All right, so we get back to the ending of last week's fight with probably round 6 of Lex and Ivory so far this season. I thought Ivory was really making her up, but when they showed that other angle again, Lex was hitting her just as many times as she was hitting her. So when they was at that door, Lex is hitting her with uppercuts while Ivory is punching her down on her head over the top. They then start tumbling back and fall down on the ground. And once they got on the ground, security pulls them off. So at this point, this round was a tie. This was a tie to me. Both of them was punching each other in the head. Ivory gets up. Her wig cap is halfway off her face. So it's just hanging off. She over there tweaking out. Scotty is walking around talking about let her breathe. And Lex is feeling herself after that fight. She feeling herself. Ivory didn't really do too much to her, but she didn't really do too much to Ivory in this moment. Granted, she pulled the wig off. She pulled the wig cap off and the wig. They both was hitting each other in the face. But in this moment, I don't really think Lex did too much to be feeling herself the way she was. But what happens later on, we'll get to it. I'm building to it. But Ivory ends up saying that she felt like Lex had found a reason to fight her and says that she needs more space, so she went downstairs. That's what Ivory's saying. I went downstairs because I needed more space. And she's mad too. So she went downstairs. And Lex is saying that her name was on the door and she is not leaving. Lex, we know now that you slept in that room, the other room, not the room that you in now with Ivory. You slept in that room before, the night before, and then for you to turn around and then want to do this now, I see why Ivory's mad. Because we found out that was not the first night in the house. So I see why Ivory is mad in the moment. But Lex is saying that she know that Ivory is mad because she got that eye. That eye is black, and it is black. You already did it before, but I guess you did it again, but we'll see. But Ivory's downstairs with ice on her eye now. And she's down there with the rest of the girls. They're all sitting down there on the couch, and she's asking for a Band-Aid and also asking them to bring Lex back down because she wants to do some more because she didn't get to do what she wanted to do. And Ivory's that type of fighter that if she does not feel satisfied with what she did, she is going to fight you until she feels like she did. And if that means 7 or 8 rounds down, she going to find the energy to keep doing it. And we see it later on, but we're going to get to it. But Diamond goes running off to go get Lex. And Natalie's sitting there talking about this fight is getting way too crazy. I said, you started it. This is what you wanted. Stop acting like you didn't want that. But Lex comes down talking about I heard somebody wanted me. And she's coming down with Summer, Dolly, and Jayla because they was the rest of the girls that were still up there. Ivory sees her, and they start squaring it up. And this was the round that they were showing last week that looked like Ivory had Lex swimming, but it looked like a tie again to me in this particular round. And I thought Lex was getting handled last week, but it looks like it was a tie to me. They both was hitting each other. That one was a tie. Ivory still wants more, obviously because she didn't get the clear win. Ahna is saying that she feels like they shouldn't be fighting, but they shouldn't have pulled, talking about the rest of the girls, we shouldn't have pulled that prank on them because I don't know, like we don't even know who they are. Like we don't even know them like that. And now the prank done went too far and now it's wrong at this point because now they fighting for real. I said exactly because y'all don't even live with them, which is my whole thing. Like that's why the show sucks because the division with the girls that Natalie feels are on a hierarchy than the rest of the girls, that makes the show boring because A, you don't even really know these girls because you don't live with them. Y'all only be around them whenever you're filming. And that's point number 2. Reality shows, they film all day long, sun up to sundown. These Zeus shows, they only film on certain segments throughout the day, which is why it's scripted. Well, I don't want to say it's scripted, but it's produced. It's heavily produced. But Ivory, she's scoring up again. She wants more. They go at it this time again. Boy, that left. I rewound. I don't think it was this one. The next one I rewound a couple times. But this one I rewound a couple times too because that first left that Lex threw, it kind of like stopped Ivory real quick. And I'm so serious. That Lex, it like popped her right in her cheek. And it was hard too. And it's kind of like startled her real quick. She didn't like fully get parked, but she kind of like, I was like, boom. And she low-key, that's like, the way she stopped was low-key kind of like a knockout on your feet. But she kept going, though, so she wasn't knocked out. But they keep swinging, and both are punching hard. Security is restraining them at this point. Ivory's still screaming, what's up, what's up? She wants some more, obviously. So they showed a slow-mo. This is the one, yeah, they showed a slow-mo. They showed that slow-mo, and that first shot that I just talked about hit her clean in her cheek. And then they showed a couple more rounds, and then Lex threw another one, and it hit her right in the ear. I was like, this girl got them hands, boy. This boy right here. I was like, oh shit, Lex really got it. I said she really got it like that because I told y'all earlier in the season, the one that's gonna win between the two of them is the two that learns to adjust to how that other one is fighting. The one that adjusts to how the other one is fighting is gonna be the one that wins, which is gonna tell me who's the smarter and the better fighter. And that's Lex. She's adjusted to how Ivory fights. Granted, she got caught a couple times here in a minute, but she's adjusted and she knows how to get Ivory. Ivory likes to run in and like put all her weight on her. In 2 rounds, Lex figured that out. Cause she stood with her head up and really like threw her body all the way through them punches, and that's when she really was connecting on Ivory. But we'll get to it. Lex is walking around feeling good. Actually, no. I skipped. We're going to go back. They go another round. This is round number 3. Is this 3? This is round number 4 at this point. This is round number 4. And they go another round, and Ivory got her rush tacked again. She actually got her because Lex was off balance. Y'all know how this is one of the flaws that Lex has with her fighting. She likes to swing and fight and like throw her body back. You can never do that because when you got somebody that likes to rush while you swinging back, you are off balance. All I got to do is push forward and you're going to fall back. And that's exactly what happened. She ended up getting her off balance and getting her on the couch. And that's when Ivory was getting her. So I'm going to give this one to Ivory. So far, it was a tie, Lex, now Ivory. No. How many rounds did we go? Tie, Lex. Yeah, that's the same one. Tie, Lex, Ivory. Keep track. But security breaks that up again. Lex is walking around feeling good because her face is still clean. And Lex is talking about how she blacked Ivory's eye. And Ivory's like, it was already black. I was like, yeah, because she blacked it for you. But they start going back and forth verbally. And Ivory's now in the room. And security's trying to restrain her. She banging on that door talking about dead homies. I ain't quitting. I'm not going to shut up until y'all let me fight that bitch again. Watch out, fool. She was cracking me up. But Ahna, she is in there talking about how we changed the names to be a joke. And she's talking to Lex. And tells Lex that you should have never started with Ivory. And I'm like, what do you mean by started? Because if we talking about started as a whole, Ivory started with her. If you're talking about in this particular moment, she did start with her because you knew that she was not living in that room. You knew you was not sleeping in that room the night before. You knew you was not sleeping in that room, period, when you was in Chicago. So if you saw that they switched the names, you should have just been like, nah, I was already sleeping in here, so what's the point of me? And then you know you don't like her. You know you don't like Ivory. You know she don't like you, so why would you want to sleep in there? So I get where she coming from there. But Lex is talking about who started it. And then she ends up saying your mouth is too big for your size. That is true about Ahna. Ahna do got a big mouth to pick and choose when she wants to fight. But Diamond ends up saying, well, she's standing over here. She ain't got no wig on. And she puts her mouth guard in. I said, oh, where's Pretty P at? And she starts motioning for Pretty P, who is sitting on the couch with Ahna's dog. She got her little Edna Mode wig on. And she motions for Pretty P. And you know, Paula is not, she ain't scared of nothing. She ready for it. The way she jumped up so excited, she started smiling. She started sticking that tongue out. She started, and they started swinging, both of them windmilling, just windmilling. And Diamond said essentially she wanted to give her that because she been wanting it. But they both started windmilling. Nobody won that one if you asking me because it really wasn't, nobody was really winning anything. But Anna's dog is sitting on the couch barking now. Like your friend just got up and just started fighting. Now that's why he barking. But they go another round, more windmilling again. But Diamond got Paula's wig this time. But Diamond ended up kicking the shit out of security, trying to kick Paula while they was restraining each other. That was funny to me. But Ahna and Lex, they still going back and forth. Anna's talking about, it's not my problem. I don't have beef with you hoes. I said, so why are you talking then? If you don't have beef with them, why are you talking? But Lex ends up saying, you're too little to beef with. And Ahna says, then if my mouth is too big, then shut the fuck up. I said, you know what? Honestly so. Like, if she's too little for you to beef with, why are you going back and forth with her? Why are you entertaining her, Lex? Like, why? Lex then says, so shut me up. So now that's an open invitation to fight, right? So if you want her to shut you up, why don't you throw up them sex? Throw it up. But Ahna says, then you shut me up then if my mouth is too big. I said, oh, she punking you now. Lex, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You don't duck smoke. You don't duck smoke. Yes, she's too little, but that's not a reason. And it's funny, I want to say that too, because I had to delete my comment. I put it on one of Zeus T Inc. I think it was the page, the big Zeus page, where they posted them two going back and forth. And Lex now basically low-key saying that she gonna get Ahna at that reunion. And I said in my comments, I'm like, oh, Lex, that's funny. Because, I mean, didn't you say the same thing about Jayla fighting people that's too... What happened to not fighting people that's not in your size? Like how you pressed Jayla about that. And, of course, the dumbass... The word I was about to say, the R word. But them dumb idiot fans that are Zeus fans don't catch the hint. The reason why I was saying it, because granted, I don't feel there's... Size don't mean shit to me in a fight. I said that to y'all many a times. If you got this... You can have this. It don't matter what size it is. But I literally just used her words against her. And of course, them dumbass Zeus fans was sitting there talking something. That don't mean nothing. Duh, don't mean nothing. But she the one that said it. But now she's looking like a hypocrite because now she want to fight somebody that's not her size. But you had such an issue with Jayla fighting. Shut up. But Ahna ends up saying, shut me up since my mouth is too big. And Ahna says, you piped down when you found out that we all did it. Shut up. She said, if I'm too little and my mouth is too big, then do something about it. I said, exactly, Ahna, exactly. But Ahna ends up saying, like, it wasn't me, you dumb bitch. Like, she is calling her out her name, talking greasy. Lex ain't doing nothing. Told Lex that she is a scary hoe. She said, and then Ahna ends up saying, too, did you tell Rollie to shut up? I said, Just like she didn't say shit about her fighting Slim, who was not anywhere near her weight class. Not anywhere near. Beat her ass like 5 times, and she's sitting there like, but you didn't have nothing. You didn't have none of that energy that you had for Jayla, for Rollie. Clock that. But Lex ends up saying, no, you're scary. And Ahna is sitting there pressing her again too much for her not to do anything. But Diamond and Paula, they go another round. It's a lot of rounds today. They go another round. This one, Paula was getting there. Paula had Diamond swimming, boy. She was swimming. But Natalie then comes in talking about Ivory's asking for another round. I was like, where you been at, Natalie? Because she wasn't nowhere on that couch. I was like, where is Natalie at? You the one that wanted all this going on. Where you at? But Lex ends up saying, I ain't ducking no smoke. Of course she ain't ducking it because she know how to beat Ivory. Why would she duck that? But Ivory comes out and they squaring up. And Lex is sitting there smiling. She's smiling like, I know I'm about to get your ass. Boy, this one right here was the cleanest left hook that I've seen on this show. Probably a cleaner left hook, a cleaner form-wise left hook than what I've seen Tasiki throw. Tasiki can throw it, but this one was a beautiful left hook. That first left that Lex threw, run that shit back in slow-mo. I didn't even have to run it back in slow-mo. It's the form. It's the way her arm was cocked so good, and she went boom stuck Ivory like right on the back of her head. I was like, damn, she really, that's when I went and typed on the community page. I said, she got them hands, boy. That left was crazy. Hit her in the back of the head. Ivory's coming in with the head down. That's where she fucked up. Because Ivory came in with her head down. Lex was literally looking up as she, I said, damn. And she was stopping her too. Then stopped her, hit her with a left jab too, and made Ivory pause. I was like, oh shit, she really got them hands. But Ivory then started bum rushing and got Lex on that couch and started getting her there. This one, I'm going to give that, shit, that one's going to be a tie. But if we talk about beauty in terms of form, Lex had, she had some nice punches. But Ivory sitting there talking about she still needs round after round after round after, like I told y'all, she ain't getting tired. She ain't tired because she ain't did enough. She ain't did what she wanted to. But Natalie says we're done. Ivory comes back in to swing again. Security stops it, separates them. Tasiki sitting on the couch looking impressed. She was. I don't know if y'all caught it, but she did. But she's talking about how we had gifts for y'all. Are y'all done fighting? Like, what's going on? Scotty ends up saying, I don't feel like they should get the gifts today. But like I said, Tasiki looked impressed. Natalie, she ends up asking the girls how the bus ride was. Like I said, like, if you really wanted to know, why do you have to separate? Like, you would know how the bus ride was if y'all was all together. But Ivory, she's back down with them on the couch now. She's sitting there icing her eye. That was funny to me. But Natalie, she's talking a bunch of nonsense, saying how she's not sending nobody home because endless life is going on and we want to embrace you now instead of kicking you out, being a sisterhood. Fake ass shit. Like, you only say that shit because they said that. The girls that was on the bus, on the jet with you said that. Like, shut up, Natalie. Shut up. But Lex ends up saying, Natalie, you being too friendly now. She's saying this in her confessionals. You being too friendly now, stand on business. I said, exactly. Stand on business. If you want to talk about everybody else standing on business, you don't want to claim that it wasn't so hard to send somebody home, so why are you not doing it? Like, why are you not doing it? But Natalie, she ends up talking about how that's why she had some of the OGs in the house with them so that they can get to know and give her insight. Again, like I said, if you really wanted to know, you would live with them. But Natalie ends up saying, nobody's leaving, so now I want to give out another chain. I said, here we go. But if anybody should get the chain, I said it should be Paula or Summer. That's who I would have given it to. Lex, I guess. But it's really Paula. I would have given that one to Paula. But Natalie ends up saying, and Paula's taking over for me. Especially at the end of this, Summer started, I'm like, uh-oh. I can see why somebody don't like her later on in the season. We'll get to it. But yeah, Paula's right here for me now. She done overtook Summer for me. But Rollie, hold on, I skipped it. Hold on. Rollie's talking about how Natalie's giving out all these chains now and giving them out too quick because she had to work so hard to get hers. I'm like, y'all put too much value in these chains. But Natalie ends up saying that Scotty's an OG and she feels like she should give out the chain now. And Scotty says that she feels like she's gonna give two girls a chain, and she's feeling like Lex and Jazmin deserve a baddie chain. And I'm like, I get it. The two of them, I get it. But Summer's talking about, hell nah, bitch. Like, what the fuck? If she get a chain, I'm snatching it. Jazmin said, that's what you said about Tink, aka you didn't do nothing about it. Like, when you said that, you didn't do nothing about it. But she didn't say that. But she didn't even say that. Natalie said that. But regardless, Scotty ends up saying that she chose them because Lex is beautiful and she stands on business, and Jazmin just gives baddie. That's the same shit I've been saying. I said that literally last week. But Jazz ends up thanking her and says, like, I don't give a fuck who feels some type of way about it, but I feel like I want to give my chain to Paula. I said, you real as shit. And that lets you know, too, that she don't really value that chain because she already got money. Like, when you got money like that, you ain't worried about no stupid-ass baddie chain. But, of course, Rollie, who cares too much about it, gets up talking about something. No, why would you give it to somebody else? Talking about you a girl's girl. That's insane. I said she's doing it because she is a girl's girl. That's what a girl's girl would do. Fucking weirdo. Like, you a weirdo. And then not like I just said, like, she does not put all that value in a chain because guess what? She got her own money. If she really wants a chain, she would go get her a chain. Just like she already got her own. But Rollie gets her wide back ass up there talking about some you trying to give it to somebody else that we didn't recommend. You can go back there and give it to Lex. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Like, look at you. Jazz says, nah, I feel like she deserves it. I said, exactly, stand on that. And Scotty ends up saying, I fuck with that because you on some girl shit. So I'm going to give you the chain. Lex sitting over there looking pressed. I'm like, what? I said, you look like a hater. Like, be for real. Be for real. But Summer is now trying to fight Jazz. And Ivory Ivory been cracking me up, boy. She stood in front of Jazz and said, "Back your ass up," and that's exactly what Summer did. That shit had me screaming. And she ends up telling Scotty too, "Bitch, give her chain, bitch." Standing there looking like Moneybag. I'm like, she's sitting up there like, I was like, Ivory is killing me. But Lex, she's sitting there saying that she tried to give her a chain, or she tried to give her chain away and she didn't embrace the chain. I said, because she's not like you. She got money. Like, she don't put value in a fucking chain. Like, come on. Y'all look so embarrassing doing this. But Lex is talking about how they playing on her name. I'm like, whatever. But Natalie ends up saying that that was really giving of Jazmin to do that, which is fitting because Scotty is a giving person as well. But Summer ends up saying that she didn't deserve that and she ain't do shit. Now we're going to have to fight. Jayla ends up telling Jazmin, you always look cute. You don't have to do too much. You're laid back and you step. Basically saying you are a baddie. I said that shit last week. But Summer runs up on Jazmin on some hater shit. And Jazmin was getting Summer, if you ask me. She was. Summer ends up taking the chain off of Jazmin's neck. And Ahna goes running to try and get the chain. Scotty ends up getting the chain. Summer sitting there trying to grab it from Scotty. But Scotty got the chain. And Jayla says, and this is where I was wondering. I'm like, when is it going to happen to where I can see why and where the switch happens with Jayla for the rest of the season? Because we know Jayla going to end up fighting Summer, Lex, and Dolly. And they're going to jump her at the end of the season. So I wanted to know where it all started and who's at fault. And to those of y'all that want to call me biased, that was me waiting to see. Because that was going to be fair. If Jayla was in the wrong, I was going to tell you she was in the wrong. But Jayla, like I say, 98% of the time, y'all that don't like her, that don't want to admit it, Jayla is 98% of the time right. She rarely does anything wrong. That's why I don't ever get on here and be talking bad about her because she ain't really doing nothing wrong. Like, she ain't really saying anything wrong either. But she said she liked Summer when she first met her, but her trying to snatch Jazmin's chain as soon as she got it was some hater ass shit. And that's exactly what it was. That's when I was like, Summer, I'm looking at you funny now because you are looking like a true hater. Like, that was weird. But Summer and Jazmin, they now going back and forth verbally, doing what they've been doing. Summer asking her where her chain's at. Jazmin said, I'm already built, bitch. Like, I don't need that chain. I already got plenty of them. But Natalie ends up saying, guess what? We're going out tonight. We're going to Chicago. Or we going out in Chicago because they're in Chicago. But Jazmin, we get a scene of them upstairs. Jasmine's up there with Tasiki, Paula, and Emma. Biggie and Ahna come in to congratulate her as well. And Biggie's sitting there talking about, congratulations. I said you were a great performer. You just need to keep popping your shit. I said, your fake ass. Because last week you was just talking shit. You wanted her to go home because she wasn't supporting you enough. But you only doing that because you see that Tasiki like her and you know that Ahna like her because she told you last week. That's the only reason why Biggie's up there giving Jazmin props because the two girls that she clings to like her. Like, Biggie, you a loser. But Ahna ends up saying that she feels after watching tonight, Lex deserves that chain. She saw them hands working. So, I mean, I get it. But they start helping Jazmin put her chain on. But we find out that her rope was broken for the chain. But Jazmin, being the baddie that she is, had backup. She had backup. Like, that's some real baddie shit. But Tink is in a room with Ivory, who now has this big ass bag, like this Ziploc bag of ice on her face. It just gets funnier and funnier. But Ivory's saying, that's one bitch talking about Lex that I'm snatching the chain from on my mama. She said she ain't ever getting one. She better not ever get a chain in front of me. I started laughing. But Ivory ends up saying this bitch thinking she doing something because she said my eye is black. And she said that she blacked my eye. She was like, it was already black. I said, yeah, because she gave it to you. What you mean? But Ivory said, I'm going to run it round for round again with you. We already know that's what they own, and I'm here for it. They can run 50 to 100 rounds, and I'm going to be entertained every single time. But Tink ends up giving her some shade so they can go out. Summer and Lex. We get a scene of them in there with Dolly, and Summer ends up saying that Lex deserved that chain after she beat Ivory's ass. And Diamond comes in and says, I understand where y'all were coming from about that shit with the chain. I don't understand it. Like, both of them look like haters. And Diamond ends up saying that she feels like Lex did all of that and got snubbed for a chain. And she knows the feeling. And Diamond tells her that she feels like she deserved the chain over Jazmin, especially because she tried to give it away. I said, apart from fighting, what has Lex done that deserved the chain? Yeah, I don't hear nothing. Because she ain't done nothing. Apart from fighting, what has Lex done? Like, Lex has been, you take the fighting out, she's just as boring as Emma. Let's just keep it real. Like, she's a pretty girl and she can fight, but what else is there? Like, what else is there? Looks? No. Like, yes, she is pretty. She is very pretty. She is, without a doubt, one of the prettiest girls on this season. But you talking about baddie looks? She looked cheap, if you ask me, but y'all tell me. But Diamond ends up saying that and tells her that she feels like she deserved it over Jazmin. Summer's talking about that was some weak ass shit for her to do what she did. She should have gave it to Lex. I was like, no, why would she give it to Lex? Especially when it seemed like Scotty possibly was going to give out 2 chains if they had them. But Lex is talking about how she feels like she should have embraced it. Talking about Jazmin. I said, why? Why should she embrace a stupid chain? Like, why? But they start getting ready to go out. We get a scene of Natalie, Scotty, and Rollie in there talking about how many rounds. This is Natalie. How many more rounds you got to go? When are you going to stop fighting? You wanted that. You knew who Ivori was. You knew her and Lex would fight round after round after round. That's what you wanted, Natalie. Stop acting like you. That's the thing with Natalie that gets on my nerves. You are messy and you know you are. Just own up to your messiness. Stop trying to act like you're not messy. But she then asked Scotty how it felt giving out the chain, causing all that shit. I said, no, you caused the shit. But Scotty takes ownership of being a part of the name switching shit. And she said it. I said, be prepared for Ivori at the reunion because she's coming for you. But Natalie then starts talking about updating Rollie on the Slim situation. And Rollie says that she don't want her there, but feels like if she's going to be there and be in her presence, she feels like she got to work for it. And she's going to have to work for her. And I said, like, help you do what? Run on a treadmill? Like, unlock your knees? Like, what do you want her to do? But Rollie then says that Slim is a broke bitch, and so she's going to give her a job. I said, you were once broke too. Like, like, stop. But Natalie says that she feels like Rollie should tell her that she wants her to work for her. And Rollie says, like, if she doesn't agree to it, she needs to go home. I said, like, this is fake. Because like what Scotty was saying in the scene, like, if you really don't like her, why would you want her to work for you? Why would you want to be around her? I'm like, exactly. But we get the montage of them going out. We get this Rollie and Slim scene, and Slim looks awful. The makeup, awful. Whoever's doing her makeup, terrible. But she's asking Rollie how she's feeling since the last time they talked. Rollie is very short with her, pretty much saying, I feel the same way. I don't accept your apology. Slim is sitting there apologizing to her. Better than me, I wouldn't be doing it. But Slim is sitting there talking about how she hopes they can get to a good point. I said, you crazy. After all that shit she done said to you and about your dad, regardless of what might have possibly happened, all that shit, absolutely not. But Rollie's sitting there asking for a lemon drop as Slim is sitting there apologizing to her. She says, like, I apologize for saying the son shit. I love you to death. I did that out of anger. She starts crying again, rolled my eyes, saying, you know where I come from, like my background and how you compare me to Gretchen. That's why I said what I said, because you know, essentially, I do have black in my lineage. That bitch does not. That's basically what she was saying. But Rollie, she ends up saying, that's why I beat the shit out of you 4 times. Slim says 5 times. I'm like, Slim, have some shame. Like, come on. But Rollie ends up saying, I don't and I will not ever forgive you when it comes to my son, because he is my everything. He's my best friend. Okay, he's your everything, but you never with him. You never with him. You always here. And I'm questioning if any of that money goes back to him, because from what I've seen, you've been putting all that money into your body, but okay. But she said, and you wish death upon me. But you spoke ill on her deceased father, but okay. But Rollie ends up saying, you clout chasing, and since you want a job and you want to be a baddie so bad, I got a job for you. You're a return baddie as my assistant, and if you don't want it, you take your ass home. Slim says, what? An assistant doing what? I said, exactly. Doing what? And Slim in her confessional says, I don't respect the fact that this fat ass brisket bitch wants me to return as I can't even talk. Wants me to return as an assistant to bring you some what? Snacks? I was like, exactly. That's what she wants. Like, help her get on a treadmill. But Slim starts embarrassing herself, talking about how she hopes there's hope. Like, is this a glimmer of hope? I said, next. I'm not watching that. I get secondhand embarrassment watching shit like that. The next scene. This is the last most important scene. The girls, they're getting on the bus to go out. They all sitting down. Ivori says, I have a question. Who the fuck moved the name tags? Natalie sitting there laughing it off, talking about, we all did. No, you did. You did. We saw it on the camera. You took the name. I think it was Lex's name. You put Lex's name. Yeah, you took Lex's name and put it on Ivori's. You did. We saw it. And Natalie's laughing it off. Ivori says, I need that. I want to fight whoever the fuck moved the name tags. I said, I want to see it. Natalie saying again, we all did. Ivory said, you laughing, but I'm mad. I told y'all that I did not want to come on here and be fighting like this when I got here and y'all set this shit up. Pretty much saying the same shit that she said on that live that we saw online this week. And Ivory says, whoever the fuck moved the name tag, Natalie ends up admitting to it. I was shocked. I was like, okay, Natalie actually said she did it. And Ivory says that's messy shit, which blew me because Ivory, you should have stuck her in. I was shocked Ivory didn't just haul off and just knock her ass out. Maybe she was thinking about the fact that she's an EP and this might be a bad business move because if I do hit her, she might send me home. Regardless, fuck it. Like, fuck it. Beat her ass. But she said, whoever the fuck moved it, I want to fight. Natalie sitting there smiling nervously. Very nervously. You can tell she was very nervous. But she gets in her confessionals. Talking about Ivory is mad, calling out the OGs. Who's moving the name tags? Who did it? Who did it? I moved it, bitch. And what? I said, where was this energy in the scene? You knew better than to say that shit in that scene. Because Ivory would have popped your ass. But Natalie ends up saying, we were playing around. Ivory said, bitch, shut the fuck up. I was like, oh. And she ends up saying, too, that Jayla came in the room and says, like, it was all a joke. Like, we were just playing. And Natalie was like, yeah, we were. Ivory said, well, it turned serious. And I seriously fought that bitch talking about Lex. And now I'm going to seriously fight y'all all day, every day. Ivory got some funny moments. Like I said, I will never like her after that piss shit. You throw piss on somebody, I will never like you. But I will admit when she makes me laugh. And she's been making me laugh this season. Like the rest of the season, apart from the first couple episodes, she has been quite tolerable. It's crazy. But she then says again, I'm on that whoever moved the name tags and thought it was funny. I'm going to think it's funny when I'm beating your ass. See? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit that be cracking me up. But Tink ends up saying in her confessionals that she don't know who switched the name tags. And, of course, Natalie is going to take accountability for it. But I want to know who really did it. Natalie did it. She literally said it in the scene that she did it. Like, what you talking about, Tink? And, like, be for real. You know Natalie would do some shit like that. But Diamond then stands up and says she wants to apologize. I said, who? To Paula? Is that what you're going to do? No, she apologizes to Akbar. I said, the bitch just spit on you. Going out sad, Diamond. Going out sad. Because Akbar, she gets up and apologizes to Whack. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Tasiki sitting there asleep. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I did. I was cracking up. But Natalie says she wants to take accountability for the OGs. And it doesn't matter who moved what. Ivory says, but you could say that all day long. But I know you the one that moved it. And Ivory says, I'm going to address the shit with Ahna because she took accountability for it too. But I don't know you bitches. Like, so stop playing with me, essentially. But she says, now I got smoke with this bitch talking about Lex. Talking about, I got smoke with this bitch all season. And Lex ended up saying something. I couldn't hear it. But she said something that aggravated the fuck out of Ivory. And she ends up throwing her drink at Lex. But everybody else that was back there got a shower because it went on every last one of them. I was dying laughing. But they started, like these two, they don't like each other. It seems like they don't like each other. Like a lot of y'all been saying online, I'm starting to believe it too. I feel like they probably got sexual tension. Like, Ivory probably got a crush on her. She might low-key like her too. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But Lex is saying, I'm going to spare her for tonight, but I'm going to get you tomorrow. I'm like, love to see it. But Ivory says, fuck you, bitch, as she's sitting there humping the air. And Lex is like, you're going home. But they get to the club. And I don't care, but Dolly falling, that shit cracked me up. Because Tink was trying to get on the stage because that man, the CEO, called her. And while she was trying to get up, she got on the same platform that Dolly was on. And Dolly fell hard. You heard that shit too. I was like... But Sydney Starr's in the audience, of course, because she always finding a way to try and be on Baddies. But she's screaming for Natalie. Jayla says, are you going to follow me? You going to follow us the whole time? Because her, Rollie, and Scotty know about it because that's what Sydney Starr did. I think it was South. It's either Baddies South or, well, no, she came to the reunion at South and then followed them during West, if I'm remembering correctly. But somebody kicked Diamond as she was walking out the club. But next week looks very boring. I'm not going to lie to you. It looks very, very boring, which is why I'm not upset about having the Commanders playing at 8 p.m. now. I was mad at the thought of it being a good episode and I have to prolong the recap, but it looks kind of boring. They go to Wild 'N Out. It looked like a filler episode. Y'all tell me what y'all's thoughts are. If y'all have gotten this far, I already did it before, but I need y'all to throw them down here. Throw them knuckles down there because Lex is giving them knuckles, boy. But thumbs up the video if you have not done it already. It's free. It's free of charge. It helps me out so much. So much. But get in them comments. I want to hear what y'all got to say about it. Subscribe if you're new here. It's been quite refreshing to only have one thing to do on Sunday, so I'm enjoying it. But y'all please thumbs up the video. Jump in the comments. Be with us tomorrow. Myself, Movie Bay, and Legend will be live tomorrow talking about it around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I would love to talk to y'all there too, but turn the post notifications on if you don't already. If you missed the live, turn the post notifications on. You'll be notified when we go live. But I'll see y'all next week. Peace.